While many may think that architecture and interior architecture students rarely get their hands dirty, Curtin's new first years proved them wrong.
So basically, Sand Architecture was the first year architecture and interior architecture students' taste of design studio. Students were in groups of 5. They were given a famous building by a famous architect, and what they had to do was deconstruct the major elements of the building, looking at things like form, symmetry, volume. Over 2 weeks they were able to come up with a 3-dimensional design, an abstraction that they were then able to sculpt out of sand. We had a workshop with Tim Darby from Sand Sculpture WA, and then he's slowly introduced to students, sand, the medium, how you work with it and so on.
Creation of sand sculpture happens in probably 4 stages. The first is building of the form. The second is compaction of the sand into the form. Then you have to remove the form from the sand, and then lastly you carve it.
I think there was definitely highs and lows. It was very physical at some points. They had to prep the sand, pound the sand, hammer in framework. It was also a lot of fun.
Pounding in the full 33-degree heat was a bit of a struggle, to say the least, but it took a couple of hours, a lot of sweat.
I think it was very testing at times. Fortunately for the students, no structures sort of got bowled over or disintegrated or anything like that.
I think just because we've chosen a design that has quite clean edges, it can be quite difficult to keep them together.
They actually formed incredible friendships. People they'd never met. Within 2 weeks they were sort of best friends, working together, collaborating, and I think that's so important given that they'll be working with these students for the next 4 or 5 years and really forming these friendships. Well, originally we had planned to do a bit of a demolition party, so after studio the students were going to come down, kick them over, it was going to be a big laugh. Unfortunately that morning, as I came to campus, what had actually happened was a bobcat had bowled them all over, so unfortunately we didn't get the pleasure in stomping on them and saying goodbye.